and two verbs can either take on two base form verbs or two gerondification verbs, meaning the ing forms. In this case, it's functioning as a gerund, right? And how do I know it's functioning as a gerund? Because the question here is, what is he not used to? So what, right, tells me it's a noun, right? Therefore, it cannot be the base form, right? So I immediately cancel out the base form, right? Because that's normally what pairs with two. Therefore, I use the gerondification or the ing form of the verb, okay? Which makes it a noun. Good. Number 2, Skylar, go ahead.
For the past 2 hours.
For the past 2 hours, okay? So it's a continuous activity that has been going on for the past 2 hours, and actually continuing will also be the clue, right? Okay, Skylar, because it's still continuing. Therefore, which one is it?
Number 3.
Number 3, very good, okay? So something which is in over a period of time and which persists until now, right? It's always in the present perfect continuous form, right? Present perfect continuous form, right? So this one is not the verb pattern. This one has no verb patterning. This is simply the idea about something persisting over a duration, but still continuing up until now, okay? Until now. So the continuing is the until now part. Okay, good. Thank you, Skylar. All right, number 3, Ai-Cheng.
Would not recall.
No, actually, that's not the clue. Okay, the clue is try as he. So this one is a phrase, right? This is a collocated phrase, okay? And what is the answer, please, Ai-Cheng?
Should.
Okay, so that's incorrect. That means you're not familiar with this collocated phrase. Adrian, you raised your hand.
Try as he might.
Yeah, thank you. So if you read enough and if you're exposed to enough language, right, you'll be familiar with this phrase, try as he or she might. And this basically has the meaning of no matter how hard, okay, you try, right? So try as he might, try as she might, okay? This is an expression, it's collocated, meaning these words belong together. You cannot use any other modal with try as he, okay? Try as he must always pair with might. So it's okay, Ai-Cheng, this is one of those phrases where either you know it or you don't. And therefore, it shows us the importance of having exposure, okay, with all the various types of phrases in English, okay? I'm sorry, Gabriel, can you please change your wallpaper? I find it a little bit distracting. And can you please be visible in the frame? Thank you very much, Gabriel. Right, let's have the next person, number 4. Is Dia, is it?
Yeah. Plays well, tennis. Plays badminton well, tennis.
Okay, can you say that again, please? Plays badminton well. Okay, and?
Tennis.
Okay, I'm sorry. Plays badminton well. Okay, and then?
You mean that? Tennis.
Right?
Yeah, so the answer is number 2.
Number 2, very good. So this is a connector of contrast, right? Okay, he plays badminton well, but, okay, or yet, his favorite sport is tennis. Okay, very good. Thank you. Give me a minute now. All right, let's see. Question number 5. Okay, yes, go ahead. Question number 5. Was it Dia? No, Irina, sorry. Go ahead, Irina.
Entered.
Okay, entered. All right. And then what else besides entered is the clue? Very good. Okay, so this one is in the past, right? And therefore, you see the word had, right? This is a dead giveaway. Remember, we talked about this before, right? When you see the word had, the next word that precedes it is always going to be in the perfect form, right? So it's best fit lah. Okay, Irina, what's the answer?
3.
Very good. So begin, began, begun, right? Right. So you would have run this through in your head. Begin, began, begun, right? And this is the perfected form or the perfect form, right? So every time you see had, is actually quite a shortcut, right? You know that the next word after it right, is always in a perfect form, right? Good. So we help ourselves by using these clues. Okay, I'll just leave that on for a while so that y'all can see. Okay. Question 6, can I have Javen? Question 7, can I have Claire? Question 8, can I have Lucas? Question 9, Javier. Question 10, Brian. Is that okay? Are you all ready? Okay, Javen, can you start us off with question 6, please? Clue and answer.
Was.
Okay, right. Okay, was. Very good. And?
Ring.
Hmm?
Was is ring, I think.
Sorry? What? Javen, can you tell us the clue? I think was is not the only clue, right? Actually, was is not really the clue, but never mind, it's okay. Can you tell us what's the actual clue? Javen, are you there?
Ring. I think it's
I'm sorry, can you say that again, please?
just with
Javen, you're breaking up. Can you please repeat yourself?
just before the explosion.
No, that's not the clue either. Okay? You're not spotting it. There's a pattern here, right? So I ask all of us to be a little bit more sensitive with the clues. Okay, so heard. Can you see heard, the fire alarm? Heard is a verb. Okay, and then fire alarm, right, is a noun. Okay, so this is a verb noun verb structure. Okay, I really don't have to see what else is happening in the sentence. When I see a verb noun verb structure, and when I see one of the 5 senses, right, hear, see, taste, feel, right? Hear, see, taste, feel, all these various senses, it's usually a verb noun verb structure, right? A 5 senses verb will usually take on a verb noun verb structure, and the second verb is usually going to be in a base form. Javen, do you get what I mean by the clue here? Okay, so you must spot the correct clue. It's nothing to do with past tense, was certain. So the was is not actually the clue. Okay, Javen, please be very sensitive to the actual clues. And, I mean, you really have to look a little bit closer, right, in order to see the patterning. And can you tell us the answer, please, Javen, quick?
1.
Okay, so heard the fire alarm ring. All right, so remember, it's not just about getting the answer, it's also about getting the process correct so that you can repeat it again and again, right? If you understand the process and you apply the correct clue, you will always get the answer right. But if you don't understand it, then you may get it wrong at some point in the future, okay? Right, so be very careful. Claire, can you tell me a clue and then answer for question 7, please?
My clue is would have volunteered.
Would have volunteered. Okay, good. So what's the answer?
Number 3.
Number 3. Okay, good. So I would add on that had if is also, okay? So a speculation, right? And then of course there's also the verb patterning, right? 3 to 2. So I can immediately eliminate by process of elimination options 1 and 2, and I can only have 3 and 4, right? If we had known or if we have known, right? And again, the tense of the sentence restricts the answer to 3 because would also carries with it a certain sense of the past, okay? Right? So therefore, answer is number 3. Thank you. Okay, number 8. Who is number 8? Lucas, is it? Okay, Lucas, go ahead. Tell us the clue and then the answer, please. Thank you.
Clue is from and no food left.
Okay, from and no food left. Okay, very good. Thank you very much. Okay, so what from a loaf of bread? The Tan family had no food left. Can you tell us the answer, please?
2. Apart.
Apart from. Thank you. Good. So apart from is another example of a co-located phrase, right? Again, apart can only take on from in this particular scenario because apart from refers to in the absence of or with the exception of, right? It's talking about exception of. With the exception of the loaf of bread, there's no food, right? Good. Thank you very much. Number 9, I believe it was Javier, right? Javier, can you tell us the answer to number 9, please?
2.
No, sorry, your clue, please. Apologize. My questioning was wrong.
Are not having.
Okay, are not having. Okay. And then what's the answer again?
2.
2. Okay, are you? So this is minus, right? This is plus, right? Yeah. Because are not. The moment I see not, I'll indicate it with a minus, and question text always reflect, right? So it's plus. So are you? This is pretty straightforward. Thank you very much. And number 10, Brian.
The clue is share intelligence.
No, actually not really.
Other countries.
No, the answer is forge alliance. Okay, so you forge alliance, and then this is a collocated phrase with forge alliance. You forge alliance. What the preposition is? What's your answer?
With.
With, right? Yes, you forge alliance with, right? So, Brian, can you see why your clues are not correct? Because the phrase forge with is the clue. Forge is the main word that you need to collocate the preposition with. It's not other countries and it's not share intelligence. So can you see? If you spot the wrong clue, you may get the correct answer, but then you may make a mistake in future questions which are more demanding, right? So please be more alert to which is the actual clue that leads you to the answer, and not just highlight without really thinking about it. Okay, it's not a pattern. You have to go from question to question. You have to spot what is the clue. That is the actual pattern. You have to really apply yourself to think about what is modifying or limiting the answer, rather than simply highlighting words and phrases that you feel might be the clue. You must be more certain. Okay, right? Please make sure that you think and you work out what is the clue that limits the answer, right? It should be quite obvious to you, because the sentences are structured such that the clues should pop out at you, and you should be able to get the clues, because those are the ones that's connected to the answer. Okay, good. Let's move on. Okay, so question 11, right? Let's go down the list to just I think I'm just going to go down the list today. Okay, Genevieve, can you please appear on the frame, and can you please answer question number 11? Kylie, can you do 12? Right? Heidi, can you do 13? Right? Clarice, can you do 14? And then Ariel, can you do 15? Thank you very much. Okay, Genevieve, get us started, please.
Under discussion.
Okay, topic under discussion. Okay, so that's one part, and then ourselves also, right? What's the answer?
Number 1.
Number 1? Nope. Okay. So the other word here is digress, and you may not know what digress means. Digress means to get distracted or to go off topic, or my favorite word, irrelevance. Okay. Okay. So when you say you digress, right? So digress means to go off topic or to talk about something that is irrelevant to the current discussion, right? So if you don't want to go off topic, you don't want to digress, then what should you do? You should what yourself to the topic under the discussion. Yuan, you raised your hands.
Is it number 3?
Yes, you're absolutely right. Okay. So confine, right? Confine means to restrict yourself. Okay. To only the topic that's under discussion. You don't allow yourself to go outside of the topics. Okay, good, Yuan. That's correct. Are there any words here that you need me to explain? The rest are quite straightforward, right? For question 11. Yes, Nicholas, which word?
Conform.
Conform, okay. Conform, right, means that you obey or follow the rules or expectations of a particular organization. So for example, I might say that I must conform to the teacher's expectations of myself as a student. So I conform, meaning I obey or I follow what the teacher expects me to do or to be, right? So conform, meaning you become like what they expect you to be, right? So it may be a good word or a bad word, depending on how you use it, right? Some people might say, for example, that Singaporeans do not have a mind of their own. They only conform to the rules that the government has set. That is negative, right? But you may also want to say that we are a ordered and, well-disciplined society. We know how to conform to the expectations of our roles as citizens. For example, that's a positive use of it, okay? So that's conform. All right, good, thank you. Right, let's see, let's move on. Okay, number 12, let's have Kylie carry on and tell us the clue followed by the answer, please.
Business.
Okay, business.
Retire at a young age.
Retire at a young age. Excellent. Okay. So that suggests to you that his business was very, which one's the answer?
1.
1. Very good. Okay. The answer is indeed 1. And by the way, Kylie, can you try to explain in your own words what you think lucrative means?
Like successful.
Absolutely. I would add on to the word successful, profitable. Okay. So a lucrative business, and usually lucrative has to do with business, is when you earn a lot more than what is normal. All right. So you are in a lucrative business, meaning you are earning a lot more than normal people do, right? Other people who are in that business. So you're successful, obviously. You're more successful. You're more profitable, right? Good. Thank you. I'm sure the others are fine, huh? You don't need me to explain any of the other options, right? Okay, so let's go on to question 13. We're doing very well today. Good job. Yes, let's move on. Next person on the list, please. Heidi, is it? Okay. Can you tell us what's the answer to question 13? Clue and answer, please.
The clue is we'll have trouble.
Okay. We'll have trouble. Okay. All right. So we'll have trouble. So otherwise, right? So I'm talking about something where you are not going to have trouble with the latest gadget. So what is the answer, please?
Number 2.
Yeah, very good. Okay. So keep up with, and again, can you tell us in your own words what you think keep up with technology means?
Like learn about something.
Okay, continuous learning, right? Very good, right? So you keep on learning, okay? So you don't stop learning. So the keyword is learning, right? You're learning about it. You don't stop improving yourself, right? Because that's what learning is. It's about continuous improvement, okay? Good, thank you. That is short and sweet. Okay, question 14. Let's move on to Clarice. Clarice, can you tell me what's the clue and the answer for 14?
Too many and
Okay, too many.
details.
Very good. And details. Excellent. Okay, so what's the answer?
Number 2.
Very good. Was this a guess or did you know what it means? Or did you check it out?
I know what it means.
Okay, can you tell me what, in your own words, what you think it means?
Unnecessary.
Very good. Unnecessary, right? Very good. Okay, superfluous. I think we've covered this word before. I remember that we've talked about this before. Yeah, superfluous means something which is extra, unnecessary, not required, right? Not necessitated by that particular assignment. Very good. Thank you. And finally, Clarice. Who's after Clarice? Did I assign somebody after Clarice? Nobody? Okay, then Shani, maybe you do 15.
Mr. Pang, it's me.
Oh, sorry. Ariel, go ahead. Because I think your position. Yeah, go ahead.
Special program in school a few years ago.
Okay, so I think it's the word since also. Okay, right. What's your answer, please?
1.
Inception. Very good. Okay, so inception. Can you tell me in your own words what you think it means, Ariel?
To start something like
Yes.
a campaign or program.
You sound like you're reading off a definition. Okay, that's good. Yep. So it is to start something, right? And inception, right? I don't know if you remember, there was a movie of this name as well, Inception. Okay, it had to do with entering the dream sequences of people who were sleeping, something like that. Okay, but inception means to insert yourself in at the beginning. Okay, to go in at the start. Okay, and then the opposite of inception is culmination, right? Which means to complete something. Okay, when something is completed, it's culminated. Okay, so for example, you might want to say that the event today culminated, right, with the successful distribution of the prizes. Okay, so the event today culminated with the successful distribution of the prizes, right? So it's like the end, it's a big finale. Okay, right? the finale or the completion of a project or an event. That's culmination. All right, the rest are pretty straightforward. Okay, good. Well done. Let's move on now to shall we go on to grammar close? Okay, yeah. So today's vocabulary is bonus. Okay, excellent. So you notice that I'm doing more MCQ today because we are cutting the timing short, right? Okay, let's see. Okay, let's go. Let's move on down the road. Xuan Yi, you can do question 29. Nicholas, 30. Joshua, 31. By the way, Joshua, belated birthday wishes. Stephanie, 32. Okay. And then Zoe, 33. And then Solomon, 34. And then Clarissa, 35. And then Jafina, 36. Okay. And then Ryan, 37. And Amelia, 38. Is that okay, everybody? Right? Okay, let's start with Xuan Yi lah.
The top,
And what's the answer?
an active volcano.
What's the answer? Yeah.
J, off.
Off. Thank you. Good job. Okay, next, please, Nicholas.
Our vantage point.
Very good. Vantage point is
C.
viewpoint, and yes. Okay. Sorry,
The
what is it?
The answer is F, from.
From. Okay, thank you. From our vantage point, we could see small red jets of lava shooting. Okay, next person, please. Joshua.
Shooting of the volcano's cone.
Shooting off the volcano. Okay, what's the answer?
L, out.
Okay, out of the volcano's cone. Okay, very good. Stephanie, 32, please.
All of a sudden.
All of a sudden. Okay, good. What's the answer?
Is it M?
M. We could see burst until all of a sudden. Very good. At least we could not see until all of a sudden, right? There was a slow deep rumble. Okay. Could not hear them until suddenly we heard this slow deep rumble. Good. Okay, that's Steph. Zoe, go next one, 33.
Hundreds of feet and
Hundreds of feet the air. And what's the answer?
H into
H into, perfect, excellent. Next, a large cloud of sulfurous rotten egg, blah, blah, blah. Question 34, warning signs of 34. Yes, Solomon.
Imminent, the clue is imminent.
Imminent eruption, good. So, what is it?
Answer is B, and
N, very good, because of the vowel sound, imminent I sound, right? Good, excellent. Question 35, Clarissa, go.
only 3.
Only 3 in the afternoon. Okay, so what's the answer?
E,
Sorry? But. Okay, very good. Okay, E, but the sky was black. So only 3, but the sky was black. Good, well done. And next one, excellent, very good. We're doing well. Jafina. U. Okay, good. Yes.
C.
It was like you. It was lah, my dear. It was lah. So it's not C lah. I give you a chance to reconsider your answer.
Were.
Were, very good. It was like you were standing, all right? It's like you were standing. And remember, were, because you does not follow the subject-verb agreement rule, right? Even though it's singular, it does not take on the S, okay? Next, question 37. Ryan, please, clue and answer.
Shouting.
Shouting, okay, they were shouting.
E,
At, very good. Thank you very much. D at. Okay, good. And question 38. Amelia.
river of lava. We had been
We had been standing. Okay, so what's the answer?
Q where
So the river of lava flowed where we had been standing. Excellent. Okay, so this passage is relatively easy. Most of the clues are within the same sentence, right? So how do I rate difficulty? It's when the clues are further away that it becomes more difficult. right? So you need to look further away from your blank in order to find the clue. And that's more difficult. This one you see, if you look at the highlights, they're all in close proximity. So be very happy if you can find the clues nearby, because that means that the difficulty level of the passage is generally lower. Okay, so that's how I judge difficulty level. Okay, good. Well done. I think most of you should have scored 10 out of 10 for this section. Remember to, score yourself for the various sections, right? All the very best. Okay. Next.
Mr.
Editing.
Tang, I need to leave now.
Sure, Stephanie. No need to tell me. Just send me a message later. Thank you very much. I'll see you guys. Bye. Okay, let's move on. Yuwen, can you do 39? Hao Qian, can you do 40? Hao Qian, can you please appear in the camera, right? More centrally. 41, Yu Zhe. Okay. Then 42, Zoe again. Okay. Let's just do those few first. Okay, go. Let's start with Yuwen.
Is denying.
Very good. Denying. Okay, again, why is it denying? Because of the comma here, right? And remember, only a very few types of verbs can start a phrase or a sentence. In this case, an ing form can start phrases or sentences, right? Good. Thank you very much. These animals are forced to live in enclosures, denying them every opportunity. Okay, good. Yeah, absolutely right. Hao Qian, can you try 40, please? Hao Qian.
Revealed.
Spell for me, please.
Revealed.
Thank you. Revealed. Okay. As revealed by numerous undercover investigation. Okay. Why? Because these numerous undercover investigations have occurred in the past. So it was revealed through these previous undercover investigations. Otherwise, it wouldn't be revealed, right? Okay, good. 41, Yu Zhe, go ahead. Just spell for us.
Meaningful.
Thank you. Perfect. Meaningful, right? You will realize that in English, right, the L is never doubled at the end of a word unless it is with a suffix. So LLING or, that kind of stuff. Then you double the L. But if it's the last letter, right, it will never double one. Okay? In English, it doesn't work that way, right? Okay, 42. Yes, Zoe, one more time, please.
For.
I'm sorry?
For.
Okay. Okay, the lifelong suffering of this continues for the sake. Okay, good, very good. FOR, excellent. This is a preposition. Continues for the sake of, right? Okay, good. 45. Let me reset to the top. Okay, Dia, 45. Oh, sorry, 40. Spell?
Entertainment. ENTERTAINMENT.
Perfect. Solomon? Frustration?
I want to ask a question for number 42.
Yes, what about it?
Can we write at?
Continues at the sake of. Is for the sake of. How can it be at the sake of? Right, Solomon? Can you say you do something at the sake of? No, you do something for the sake of something else, right? Again, this is a collocated phrase. You must test it against your own awareness. But if you're not aware of it, fine. Then I'm telling you now, at does not work because it's not a collocated preposition for the sake of. Okay, the sake of must take on for the sake of. All right. Okay, thank you. 44. Come. Who was it that I called for 44?
He called up on Solomon, but then he wanted to ask me.
Okay, right. Forget it. Then Skylar, go ahead. 44. Frustration.
FRUSTRATION.
Very good. Frustration. Thank you very much. Frustration. Okay. 45. Irina, abnormal.
ABNORMAL.
Okay, thank you. Good. Right. Sorry, I didn't mean to say Irina is abnormal. I just asked you to spell the word abnormal, okay? Yeah, don't take offense, huh? Okay, 46, Adrian. Scientific.
Scientifically.
Spell for me, please.
Scientifically.
Can you see the LLY now? Okay, very good. Thank you. So it is acknowledge, right? Because the word acknowledge is a verb, right? So this has to be an adverb, lah. Okay. So the word acknowledged, how do I know it's a verb? Straight away, I can see it's in the past tense, right? So only verbs carry past tense, what? So therefore, acknowledge is the past tense. What's the word next to a verb? Is an adverb, right? So again, all these clues, you must be very good with. Okay, so unsuitable, spelling, please. Javen, unsuitable.
UNSUITABLE.
Thank you. Perfect. Unsuitable, right? Question 48. Brian, can you tell me what is the answer? Have, right? Can you see the word have here? So you know what this is, huh?
Shown.
Spell for me, please.
SHOWN.
Very good. So can you all see, guys? We've done enough questions for you now to pick up the pattern, right? Have, has, had. Perfect form. Immediately go to the third form, right? Immediately, straight away. Okay? So you're more sensitive now to some of these clues. Now, Dia, can you try 49, please? Success.
SUCCESS.
Thank you. Double C, double S. And finish us off with 50, please.
Means. MEANS.
Okay. So eliminating animals exploitation in circuses is one issue. Okay, one issue, right? Means an increase in the number of human performers and not the end of tradition of circuses. Okay, good. So simply means an increase, subject-verb agreement rule. Excellent. Okay, I think we have time for synthesis and then we will call it a day. Okay, we actually did one extra section today. Well done. Okay, go. Okay, synthesis in the interest of time. Let's try to finish this a little bit faster. Same thing, volunteers, please. 66, 67, 68, 69, 70. Your mistakes can also help, so don't worry if you get it wrong. Okay, Nicholas, 66.
Exercise is a simple yet effective way to lose weight.
Okay, exercise is a simple yet, okay, so down here, effective way, okay. I'm sorry. Effective way to lose weight. Okay, so this goes down here. So exercise is a simple yet effective way to lose weight. Is perfectly correct. Well done. Good job. Okay, so nothing to say to it, huh? Okay, so again, the rule here is, like for example, rule number 5, exercise is, right, also, right, and then way to is basically repeated, right? Exercise is a simple yet effective way to lose weight. Lose weight is also an extra. So a lot of rule 5 lah, okay, here, where we delete off any unnecessary words. This is testing you more on the deletion of the words so that you don't repeat anything and you simplify the answer. Okay, good. Who would like to try 67? Right, if, right, this is a connected if, right, possible hypothetical situation. Anyone? Quick. Skylar, go.
If he had worked hard, he would not have performed badly for the test.
Okay, if he had, okay, worked hard, okay. Is there a comma in this answer? Yes, right? Okay, if he had worked hard, comma, he would not have performed badly for the test. Okay? Yeah. Yes, Dia? Did you want to do the next one or did you want to have a question?
I want to do the next one.
Okay, 68.
The flowers withered as a result of the hot weather.
The flowers withered over here as a result of the hot weather. Okay, good. The flowers withered as a result of the hot weather. no comma, right? Because the connector is in the middle, so there's no movement of the connector at all. Very good. Right, so I'm saving time, right, by doing this, Okay, question 69. Yes, Shani, please go. 69. Until
Until the defendant has produced the necessary documents, comma, he is prohibited from leaving the country.
very good. Until the defendant produce. Oh, what? Can you say that again? Has produced, is it? Shani, can you read your answer out again?
Until the defendant has produced the necessary documents, comma, he is prohibited from leaving the country.
Okay, until the defendant has produced the necessary documents, comma. I'm sorry, I'll just write it out, okay? Until the defendant has produced. Very good. Because he has to produce, right? So becomes has produced the necessary documents. Until he has produced the necessary documents, comma, right? He is prohibited. He, because of the defendant moving to the front, from leaving the country. Okay, good. Excellent. All right. And question 70, who would like to do it? Joshua, go.
I have a question for question 69.
Okay, go ahead.
Can we put until the defendant produces the necessary documents, comma, he is prohibited from leaving the country.
So essentially, your only difference is the has produced becomes producers, right? Is that correct, Joshua? Yeah, I accept. Okay. Yeah, because that was my initial hesitation. My initial answer was actually producers, but then Shani's answer is slightly different, but also acceptable because of the idea that he has to produce, therefore he has produced, and produces until carries the meaning of a compulsory. Yes, Claire.
I wrote until he produces the necessary documents, the defendant is prohibited from leaving the country.
Okay, so until he produces the necessary documents, the defendant is prohibited from leaving the country. I will also accept. Okay, in this case, because you are applying the rule of the main of the subject following the main clause, right? Right. So okay, fine, I accept it. Yes, Dia. Doing the next one, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, go finish us off.
It was with great misery that Annie had to give her kitten away.
Okay, I question this. Had to give is incorrect, okay? Right? Dia, do you know why?
Is it because of the word was?
Yeah, very good. So the word is was, right? So simple past tense, right? Then you change to what? Had to give me is what tense?
Perfect.
Yeah, it changes into had to give. In this sense, you are changing the tense and the meaning a little bit. Okay, so be very careful not to change anything. If it's in the past tense simple, you try to also convert it to past tense simple. The only time you convert the tense is when you are doing active to passive or when you're doing direct to indirect speech. Okay, reported speech. Okay, then those two cases you are allowed to change the tense. Okay, yeah, Claire, go ahead.
For question 67, I wrote if he had worked hard, he would have not performed badly for the test.
Oh, he would have not performed. Have not, right? No, cannot, because would not have is the correct form of the verb. There are orders when you arrange verbs. The negative must always come before the operating verb. Okay, so cannot. Right? Yes, Nicholas?
For the same question, for question 67,
67, yes.
why can't you just put if he had worked harder?
Oh, okay. Because we are not comparing between present and past. Harder, gives the additional element of comparison, but that's absent from the original sentence. Can you see in the sentence, it doesn't tell you about comparing between then and now, right? So when you add something, right, you are changing the meaning. And that is the cardinal rule number 1. So synthesis rule number 1 says you cannot change the meaning. Even if you are adding meaning, that's also changing. You subtracting meaning, also you're changing. So you cannot put in harder because you are not comparing. And the original sentence did not compare. Okay? So if he had worked harder, right, gives you the idea that there is a quantifiable amount of work that he could have done more of. But in this case, it's simply that if he had worked hard, that means he was lazy. Okay? Work hard versus not working hard. It's binary. Work hard versus working harder is like different levels of working hard. You see the difference? Work hard versus not work hard is 1 or 0. Work hard versus work harder is 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5. Okay? So cannot. You are changing the meaning, however slight, of the sentence. So keep to the original in terms of its meaning. Keep to the original, like Dia, in terms of its tense. Keep to the original in terms of its structure, unless they ask you specifically to modify it because of the connector that's being used. Okay? So I reiterate before we end. Rule number 1, synthesis, never change the meaning. Rule number 2, synthesis, never change the tense. Rule number 3, whenever the connector moves to the front, the comma takes its place. Rule number 4, please make sure that the answer must always be shorter than the original question because I'm trying to synthesize and combine. And finally, rule number 5, replace or delete or eliminate any additional, redundant, or repeated words with either pronouns or just remove them completely if they're not necessary. Okay? Apply these 5 rules religiously, and you'll find that your synthesis is generally quite okay. You will not make too many mistakes, right? Unless it's really something that you cannot do, like a grammar or a verb transformation that you don't know about, okay? So I leave this with all of you. Remember to please score yourselves. And then for those of you with the physical copies, please bring them back to school on Monday, right? When we come back. So I just want to do a cursory check of the sections that you've done. If you have not done it on a physical copy, you've done it on digital copy, like you've scribed it like what I do, please send me a copy of your digital work so that I can have a look at it, just to assure myself that you have been following along and you've taken notes and stuff like that. Okay? Then if you can print it out, if not, then let me know. I'll try to print it out for you so you all can file it into the orange file. Can you remember the orange file, everybody, that was given out to you all last year, right? The orange file. Please use the orange file to file in all these additional Zoom sessions, practice sessions, additional materials you do. It's a very good collection of things that you all can refer to in terms of your patterns of mistakes and learning points. Okay.